Hello everyone and welcome to another video. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for the love on last week's video. That just made me really happy. It's literally one of my favorite videos I've ever made. So I'm really grateful that you guys liked it as well, and I promise there will be more videos like this coming out sometime in the future. I just don't know when. If you have any suggestions on what kind of videos you'd like to see, definitely let me know in the comments down below. And without further ado, let's just get into the video. If you follow me on social media, you probably know that a couple of weeks ago I posted something in which I said that I'd been getting a lot of text, a lot of comments, a lot of messages about me quitting violin, and I thought it was time to just kind of have a story time on what's been happening and what's been going on in my life, everything related to violin. So I have actually a couple of notes of points that I want to discuss. I did not quit violin, so that rumor can just be gone. That is 100% not true. I am actually in my second year of a bachelor study. I am studying at the Conservatory of Maastricht and I study violin there. I definitely did not stop with violin in any way. I still have my weekly violin lesson. I just don't really post that much about it. So you might know I also have a classical channel on which my last upload was probably like two and a half years ago. And I know that's really long ago, but I have not been having concerts on which I thought, well, this sounds good enough for me to put out there. It's different with covers because you record it in a studio, you can do it again and then make a video and post it. With pop music I just find it different. With my classical music I'm just way more critical on what I post, and in the last 2 years I have not had a concert on which I thought, whoa, I really want to post this, except for a concert that I did with orchestra. I did do a tour with orchestra and I really like that, but that composer hasn't been dead for 100 years. With classical music that means you're not allowed to post it or you need to pay, and that's just so complicated that I never actually went for it. I never posted that, which I'm really sad about. It's just something that I had to deal with. Other than that, there just wasn't anything that I thought was good enough to post. And in my first year of my bachelor I also started out with technique, which is really common when you do a bachelor study. So there were no pieces to post, and after that COVID came and it was really weird. It was a weird situation and I didn't get the chance to post anything. I did, however, sometimes post a little something on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. It's a bit less high profile. I think the last thing that many people heard about my violin and I was my wrist injury, because that didn't just affect my violin, it affected my entire life. It affected everything I do. For the people that don't know what I'm talking about, I had a wrist injury. It started coming up about a week, maybe 1.5 weeks after my CD presentation, and it was my left wrist and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything without hurting myself, so I wasn't allowed to use my hand at all. I think that's the last thing that people heard from me. The good thing was that my album had just come out, so I could do a lot of original music videos, and I had very great friends who helped me make backing tracks for me and just did collaborations with me, sometimes in a rush, just so I could post something but not have to do the instruments myself, which has really helped me out a lot. I think I didn't play violin for 2 months, maybe 3 months, and I wasn't allowed to play piano either. I wasn't allowed to do anything. So it was not just violin, it was everything that you do with your left hand. I have no clue why my wrist started hurting. I just had to deal with it. I didn't play for a long time, so this second year of bachelor has also been weird. I think that's the last thing people heard, but since then I did start playing again. I had my violin exam in which I played 2 pieces, one of which I actually posted on my Instagram, and I played with my best pianist, Conrad, of course, which I'm really grateful for, and I passed with a 9.5 out of 10, so I'm really grateful. So I'm starting to play again more and more. I think a lot of these rumors started from seeing less and less violin in my YouTube videos, which is really funny to me because I actually have been using my violin a lot in the past year for my YouTube videos. If you go to my covers and scroll all the way down, you can see which live instruments are used, and most of the time when there are strings, I played them myself. The only thing is that you might not always hear them very good, or I don't use it in my videos, because a lot of the times the video is just me singing, and if there's other people that do play an instrument, then it's them and me singing. I think that's part of the reason why people thought I had quit violin, which is not true. I still have 2 years to go on my studies, so I don't think I'll be quitting violin anytime soon. I did also ask if there were any questions. Most of them were, are you quitting violin? Why are you quitting? I can't answer those because it's not true, so I don't have an answer. But the two questions that I could actually answer is, one, are you going to be composing any original music with violin? In my last album I composed less with violin, and that's just because I was with a band and I just thought of the instruments that we had there, because I really wanted to play the songs that we wrote exactly the way live. So I couldn't also have the violin in there, because otherwise I'd have to multitask and play 5 million violin parts at the same time as singing, which is just not possible because I only have one violin. But in my first album there are songs with violin. If it's related to classical music, I haven't written classical music in a long time, except for stuff that we wrote for school, because for school we actually do have to compose quite a lot, and then it's mostly with piano and violin. Apart from school, I haven't really composed anything classical. In any case, I'm still very much active with violin, and I also use it in compositions and stuff. It's just that I haven't posted anything about that recently. And then the second question that I can answer was related to the video I posted with Conrad and me playing a piece, and that is, are there any more pieces with Conrad planned? And this is actually a yes. Right now I am working on Sibelius Violin Concerto in violin lessons, so I'm not playing that with Conrad because it's actually meant for orchestra and violin. But I do always really enjoy playing with Conrad. I am sure we'll be playing many more pieces in the future together. We actually had concerts throughout the year planned where we were going to play a full program of 1.5 hours, but unfortunately due to COVID that was cancelled. My camera died, so we're just hoping and praying that sometime soon we can do these performances. But until then, we do still play together, and I always really enjoy playing together. So yeah, that's kind of it. Conclusion of this video is I am still very much active with violin. I still have lessons every single week. I actually have to go in for a lesson on Tuesday again. There's that, don't worry. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. In 2 weeks I'm gonna be done with school for the rest of the year, except for violin, that will still be continued. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and definitely make sure to leave a comment, as I always enjoy reading those, and I do try to reply to all the comments. And I hope to see you all very soon. Bye guys.